Suppose say that you are preparing for an exam and you are studying. So how do I interpret your study hours and marks? Let's say that this is basically study hours, and here it is a marks. All right. So now study hours, I will plot it as on x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep 7 hours, right? So this is in hours, and here I'm going to say start from 20 marks, 30, 40, and 60, 80, and 100. All right. So now, how do I interpret these variables? Suppose say marks is one variable and study hours is also one variable. First of all, let's understand what is variable. So these are all variables, and what is dependent and what is independent. If I ask you that, okay, the study hours, do you know that in hand before studying, okay, I'm going to get a 60 marks if I study 5 hours. We don't know. We don't know how many marks I'm going to get if I study 1 hour, 2 hour, or 3 hour, or 4 hour, or 5, 6, 7. So in hand, upfront, we don't know that how many marks we are going to get. Right? We have no clue about that because exams yet to happen. Exams yet to happen. So without looking, without interpreting anything, without speculating about the marks, independently, we just start studying, right? We don't know how many marks we are going to get. We just start studying. So 1 hour, maybe one day I will study 1 hour, maybe second day I will study 4 hour, or 6 hour, or 7 hour. So I keep studying until the exam, right? So in this case, study hours are not depending on anyone. It's not depending on anything. It's all independent. You just keep studying. So this kind of a variable, we call it as a independent variable. All right. That is independent because it's not depending on anything. Now, coming back to this guy, now you already know that if it is independent, yes, obviously it is dependent. Why it is dependent? It is dependent because if you study more and more hours, your marks are depending on number of study, how many hours you are going to study on daily basis. If your number of study hours are going to change here, your marks also going to change here, right? So basically your marks are totally dependent on the study hours. Totally dependent on study hours. Suppose say if you are studying only 1 hour, maybe you will get a 25 marks. If you are studying 3 hours per day, maybe you will get a 40 marks. If you are studying 6 hours, maybe you will get 80 marks. If you are studying 7 hours, maybe you can score 100 marks also. So as and when your study hours are increasing in this direction, right, your marks also going to increase in this direction. If we connect these dots, you see that. So as and when hours increase, marks also going to increase. So this is marks is basically dependent variable. All right, these are basically the types of variables. All right. Now let's understand. So uses of variables, and now now we'll understand types of variables. How many types we have, right? So continuous variable and categorical variable. All right. So now understand what is the continuous and the categorical. So I can also say continuous or numerical. So yeah, categories also will have a numerics, but most of the time continuous will be numerical. And categoricals most of the time will have a strings. We'll understand one by one. So within the numerical, I have a continuous and discrete. right? So within the numerical, continuous and discrete. So you can say that vice or numerical and continuous is getting confused and all. Now let's understand this way. Numerical and categorical. Very simple. Right? Numerical is a numeric and a categorical are in terms of a strings. Maximum number of times. Right? So I'll also give some kind of data like in terms of numbers which are also categorical in nature, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Now numerical. So when I say continuous, it means that my number can fall anywhere between minus infinity to plus infinity. Anywhere, right? There is no fixed number. There's no fixed number. So maybe sales or anything, most of the time will not go into negative side, minus infinity or things. But the idea here is that continuous data can fall anywhere. Anywhere. Like, for example, age. Right? Age, we don't have a fixed years. We don't have a fixed number there. Age can start from 0 to whatever. Maybe some people will live more than 100 years. Right? So it can fall anywhere between 0 to 100 plus, anywhere. There is no fixed number here. Maybe I can say that one day a person, newborn baby, and after that 1 week also I can say, 1 year also I can say, I will also say that 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, right? I can start adding so many data points here. It means that age can fall anywhere. There is no fixed number. That is one of the continuous variable. And your marks also. Your marks can start from 0 to 100. It can fall anywhere between 0 to 100. If it is any other exam, maybe it can go up to 1000. Right? It can fall anywhere, maybe 0 to 1000, in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe if you are having a negative marks and in the fractions, your marks can be 12.5, 900.25, 800.75. It can fall anywhere. There is no fixed data here. So that kind of a data, that kind of a variables, what we say, what we call is basically continuous variables. All right. And the discrete. What is discrete here? Let me remove this. The discrete variables, different color. The discrete variables are something like a shoe size. Like, assume that you have visited a shoe mart and you asked a person working there that get me a basically shoe, and he will bring a shoe basically. Then yeah, you try to check that and try to fit that, but what happens, like it is very not very, a little tight, right? Not very, a little tight. And this shoe size is basically say that 8.5, right? 8.5 is the shoe size. Then if you ask that person that, okay, this shoes is very a little tight, not too much or not very loose or not very tight, it's kind of a little tight. So you do one thing, go and get me 8.75 shoe size. If you ask that person this kind of a shoe size, right? So what that person will answer? He says that, no sir, no madam, we don't have this kind of a shoe size. Either you take a 8.5, the next shoe size is available, will be like the available shoe size is 9.01. After that, 9.5. And behind, before 8.5, maybe 8, 7.5. So you will get this kind of a shoe size only. You will not get in between 8.5 to 9. You will not get any shoe size between 9 to 9.5. You see that what kind of a data you're getting here? So this type of a data are fixed. They are fixed, right? So, but still they are in continuous. It can fall anywhere 7.5, 8.5, maybe start from 0, 1 also, right? 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 9.5, 11, up to 11 or 12 maybe, right? So it can fall anywhere. So in that case, so I have to stick with one of the data here, one of the shoe size. I cannot ask anything in between 8.5 to 9. So this type of a data, what we call is a discrete data, right? Discrete variable, discrete data, all right? And ranks may fall, suppose say 100 ranks, it will fall 1 to 100. It can fall anywhere between 1 to 100, but we will not have a ranks like first and 1.5 rank, 2.8 rank. So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 100 rank only. But I don't have any ranks in between 1 to 2. I don't have any ranks between 2 to 3. So that is also one of the discrete data example, right? So fine, now coming back to the categorical. So most of the time categoricals are in terms of strings, but we do have some numbers. I will talk about that. Let me take out this category. So one is ordinal and nominal. So if I talk about ordinal, right? So ordinal is basically what is, as the name says, it's in terms of order, following some order. Rating. So take this example, rating. You give a rating to any movies or any products. So you have only fixed options, minimum options, and fixed one, right? So we have ratings like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So yeah, as you can see, that is basically in the order. So rating you can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like other one is say bad, average, good, very good, right? You can see that it's in the order. So this kind of a data is basically what ordinal data, right? I have to choose one of them. How is the movie? Either it's a bad or average or a good or a very good. What is the movie rating? I can choose one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's very good, yeah. If it's extremely good, you satisfied, yeah. You just press 5. We don't have any option in between this, and I will have very minimum option, very minimum options, right? So ordinal data is following some kind of a order. So those orders are not like unlimited. Orders are very less number. And the same thing goes with this education level. So like you are a 10th, 12th, right? Any degree, and after that maybe say that B.Tech, after that M.Tech, after that maybe you are doing a PhD or whatever it is. So they are following some kind of a order. So you all see this all basically in terms of names. So that is also one of the ordinal data. They're following some order, one after another. I cannot directly do B.Tech without completing a 12th, right? So I have to follow the order 10th, then the 12th, and the B.Tech, then M.Tech or whatever it is. Right? So that is basically in the order. That is why we call it as the ordinal type of a data, ordinal variable. So that is part of a categories. So here we can call it as a bad is one category, average is one category, good is one category, very good is one category. Similarly, you can apply for these guys as well, right? So yes, that is the ordinal. And what about the nominal? Nominal is basically for the namesake. Like, let's assume that you have participated in a marathon and you reach the marathon place. Then what happens? You just give your name, then or a mobile number, somehow, whatever the identification. So what they do, those organizers will give some kind of a paper that will have a one number, 7306, some number, right? Some number. It will be written on a piece of paper, and this paper you are going to stick on your back or a front, or maybe both sides, right? So they will give this kind of a number. So what does this number? This number is just to identify you. There is no meaning in this number. It is just for the namesake. Namesake, they will give this number. So that whenever you reach the finishing line, suppose say you reached first or the second or third, so what they do, whoever standing at the finishing line, they don't know your name. They just see this number. And they will say that, okay, 7306 person has come first and he will get the gold. And whoever is announcing the reward, they will just call this number. They don't know your name because they have given this number to you. It's for the namesake, right? Another example is basically what? In your college, your roll numbers, right? That is for the namesake. That is also nominal data. In the examination, hall ticket, there will be hall ticket number. That is also basically nominal data, right? And in the gender, male and female is also nominal. We are all humans. Male and female is basically, we named it male and female, nominal. And another one is basically brands. Brands, when I say brands, maybe shoes brand, Adidas, Nokia, not Nokia, sorry, Nike, all right. So, and we have a Reebok, all are shoes, but we have different names. These are nominals, nominal type of variables, all right. So brands also some nominal type of variables. All right. So these are all type of variables. We have seen continuous, categorical, numerical, categorical, in the nominal, right? So yeah, in this video, and thanks for watching, and keep learning.